What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you've landed here, you may be considering buying a Camaro SS. And I'm going to give my honest opinion and review of this car. I've had it now for about 3 years, and quite honestly, it's extremely fun and really reliable. So let's jump right into it. So first thing, basically, around the exterior of the car, the overall exterior look. Now, it is a muscle car, so it is already kind of a sporty car. Changed some wheels, and obviously the windows are tinted with a windshield drop right there. And I added some accenting in the front with some vinyl wrap. Other than that, I really haven't done anything. I've wrapped this. That's about it. And basically everything else is stock on this thing other than the exhaust. The exhaust, I believe, is a MagnaFlow. I don't know if it's a whole system. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's a whole system actually with headers. So I don't know if they're MagnaFlow headers or not. I bought the car with them already on, so I'm not exactly sure what that is. I'll do a startup here for you guys shortly. So exterior of the car looks sweet, looks amazing. This is the 5th gen Camaro. Obviously the 6th gens are out, and then you have your older generations and everything, and so on and so forth. So I'm honestly pleased with the exterior of the car. This isn't a ZL1, obviously, ZL1 at 1E, any of that stuff. This is just your kind of your basic SS, and it doesn't even have the gauges on the inside down in. So I basically have storage right here. There isn't any gauges, like some of them have the 4 gauges down there. Mine doesn't have that. I could add it, but I don't really know. It's expensive, honestly, to do that. So sitting in the car, it's a lot of people complain about being able to see outside of the car, and this is about head view for me right here. Obviously, yeah, you can't really see your hood very well. I'm 6 foot, so that doesn't really hinder me very much. I have the steering wheel set pretty high, and I can see perfectly fine. So I'm really not complaining about that at all. A lot of people complain about the mirrors, and I mean, yeah, the mirrors are extremely small. You can't really see a whole lot out of them. But at the same time, you're not in a truck, you're not in a mom car, SUV, stuff like that. It's one of them things. You're in a sports car, so you're not really. I feel like that's a minor thing. Biggest pet peeve for me in these cars is the cup holders, and a lot of people complain about these. The cup holders are right behind the shifter, so. And I don't have a bottle with me now, but if you set a bottle right here, you know, you kind of have to like do one of these, and it's really kind of a pain in the butt and uncomfortable because I like to sit like this. Well, you know, if I'm shifting in a normal position, my arm is right over top of the cup holders. So yeah, that's kind of stupid on Chevy's part. I'm not 100% sure on the newer ones. They might have moved them over to this side or something like that. I don't know. But out of all the places, why would you put it there? I mean, I get it. You don't really have a whole lot of room, but stupid. The radio. The radio is your basic of basic. Doesn't have Bluetooth. You got to use an auxiliary port or auxiliary cord. It literally doesn't really have much to it. As you can see, there's not really much to it anyway. You could swap this out and upgrade it to Bluetooth and go through all that. Some of that can be very expensive as well. Or, you know, you buy a car with a higher up model, 1SS, 2SS, and Z01, you know, you get all the bells and whistles. If you want to spend a crap ton of money, but you know what? It's not that big of a deal. You got an aux port in here, and it's not that bad. This storage area really doesn't have a lot, so I don't really know what this was designed for. I guess your cords. So there's that. The glove box, quite a bit of storage in there. This does have power seats on this side, so that's kind of sweet. Another thing people are complaining about is like the headroom, and I don't know how well you guys probably can't see it. I don't have much, but I do have some. If you're wearing a hat, forget it. It's not even gonna work. But as far as everything else goes, I mean, you kind of do have visual, more or less. I mean, it is a sports car. Back in the back here, you really have nothing. I mean, you can look out the back window a little bit, but otherwise it's not really, there's nothing really to be able to see. There is kind of, you do have some blind spots. And like I said, the windows are long. You do have long windows in the car due to it being a two-door. So you do actually have quite a bit of room to see your blind spot. So it's kind of one of them things you got to look over your shoulder, but you should be doing that anyway. The other thing is, obviously, this is a sports car. And with that being, you know, the whole sole purpose of this, the back seat is obviously very limited in room, and I have some junk back here. But I mean, that is literally all you have, you know, right there. That's it. And you put that back, and that is even worse. So, you know, putting a seat in the back is kind of, I don't know if it was really worth it, but they did it, and I have hauled people in here, but it is a very uncomfortable experience. My dad has sat back there, and he's about 6 foot as well. He sat across the corner. It's that bad. So, yeah, it's not meant to haul passengers, so that is kind of thrown out the window. So, two doors, they are uncomfortable. They're not meant for that. You want to haul passengers, get a 4-door. Not Camaro, because they don't make them. Otherwise, pretty good. Drivability, great. This thing really hugs the road. It's really tight compared to like my Cummins there. Obviously lifted trucks or leveled trucks or however, they're not the best. The steering's kind of loose and it doesn't have death wobble, but you get the idea. This thing, real low to the ground, you know, you can take turns really good, really quick. And the speed is really good too. Obviously, this shouldn't be something that you want to get for, you know, just getting in trouble all the time, but if that's what you're in for, then it'll do it. Speedo goes to 180. I don't know if it'll do that or not. Could. 6-speed manual. This tint strip right here coming down the windshield, perfect. Absolutely perfect if you want to block the sunlight out that comes in right in through the windshield, because that sucks. However, these are just insanely small. You can't even see it. I mean, the lighting is kind of poor, so I do apologize, but I mean, that's all the bigger they are. The visors aren't very big at all. So I mean, I don't know what they were planning on you know, I can fold that down and you still see most of the windshield. So I don't know what they were really planning on that covering, but again, that's kind of a minor thing. One thing I absolutely hate about this car, and it's all Chevy cars, the Cobalt was the same exact way. The auto headlights are automatically turned on. I didn't look into it to see if there's actually a way you can shut it off. Super annoying, extremely. During the broad daylight, I do not need my headlights on, and I turn them off all the time, and it's stupid that you have to turn them off. The Ram has the same auto function that you can turn it to, and then it'll make them automatic. This is always set on auto. You can't change it. It's the dumbest thing possible, and you probably can't see that very well, but it's set on auto right now, and you can turn the lights on, but right there is to turn it off, and it doesn't stay there. Stupidest function ever. I absolutely hate it. Chevrolet, that is completely blows my mind. That's just dumb. And these cars, I mean, with the front end, they just look I don't know, they just look dumb kind of with the headlights on at all times. And they look a lot meaner like that with nothing. One thing I will say about the vision of this car is because of the hood being kind of, I guess, a little bit long, you would say. I mean, you got quite a bit of room there. When you're pulling into parking stalls, because you can't really see over the hood, it's kind of hard to see how far you need to pull up to the concrete barrier. And I have hit them already. And it makes an ugly noise, and yeah, you can figure out the rest. So that's kind of a downfall. Shift's great. The fuel mileage is about 20s, depending how you drive and where you drive. And I will give you guys a startup video here. Insane rumble to it. Obviously it's an aftermarket exhaust. Headlights are stock. I would suggest getting aftermarket bulbs, LED bulbs, upgraded bulbs, however you want to do it. So there you have it. That's pretty much my review on this car. And you can really hear the rumble. So if you guys are looking to buy a Camaro SS, even a Camaro in general, don't go with the V6. This is a V8. I should have mentioned that. Obviously, you should be able to tell that now. So yeah, if you guys are looking to get an SS, I totally would recommend it. By far, I mean, this car is one of my favorites for sure that I've owned, and it's just a lot of fun to drive. Always a lot of fun to drive. So that's it. That's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment for any future videos, anything you want to see. Little sneak peek, or not really a sneak peek, but kind of a insight. I got some huge plans with this car, and I haven't done a whole lot to it. So I've been kind of doing some research and everything else. So we got some big plans coming for this thing, and it's gonna totally make this car, totally change it, I hope, and think for the better. It's gonna look sick. It's gonna be sick. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll catch you in the next one.